Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Building a Nation with Polonia Warszawa. We are into double figures in seasons in this save, which is very, very nice. At one point, I didn't feel like we were going to because of the whole database thing. However, there does seem to be a slight artifact carried over from that, which we need to talk about in a minute, and it has to do with the Champions League, but more on that in a sec. Someone said they wanted to see the facilities. Here they are. We've got loads of stuff to talk about. We've got transfers. We've got games off camera. You'll notice we're on the 15th of September. I decided to do a bumper one and actually play through a lot of the league games and start with the first Champions League matches. So here are the facilities. Obviously, 10,725 seater stadium, which is very nice. We've been filling it lovely. You know, extensive youth recruitment, exceptional junior coaching, because every time I get the opportunity to ask the board about that, I do. We've got great youth facilities, not the best, but great, which is good. State-of-the-art data analysis. The board love accepting my request for data analysis. The one thing that they don't seem to be interested in is upgrading the training facilities. I think I've only been able to do that once in this save so far, so that's where we're starting to slip a little bit, but they never seem to have that option available, which kind of sucks. But for the most part, we're doing pretty damn well, and things have definitely moved along in terms of youth recruitment as well this summer, but more on that in a sec. Champions League thing. You might notice we're on the 15th of September. And you feel like, well, if I'm starting on the first Champions League game, we'd be starting a little bit early that because of the qualifying round. There was no qualifying round, or there was, but we weren't in it. We were put straight into the groups. Lechia were in a qualifying round, and I don't know why, because I thought we'd lost the Champions League spot and moved down in the order. But it seems that we haven't, and I don't know if that's because of the whole weird thing with the league mess up, and the fact that I honestly have no idea. There was also an update for FM a couple of days ago, which had some stuff in there referencing in the patch notes to do with ad remove leagues, the issue we were having. So I do wonder if a fix for that might have also messed up something. I don't really know. The point is, we're in the Champions League group stages this season. We were thrown straight into it with no qualifying rounds, which, I mean, if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. Maybe it will just be a delayed one because of that weird thing with the season. So maybe next year we'll lose our spot, which would kind of suck. But I guess we just have to do what we got to do. That really was a massive mess up, and I wish that they'd been able to fix it faster than they did. But if they have fixed it now, someone who's playing a save, do let me know if the ad remove leagues thing actually works again now, because that would be awesome if you can actually do that. But on the plus side, we did get into pot 3. Which was pretty damn awesome. The downside is that I'm pretty certain that we got a tougher group than we would have got if we were in a pot 4. So, more on that in a minute. But we signed a couple of new affiliate deals. One with Beerschot over in Belgium, and one with Defensor Sporting in Uruguay. Now, we had a new option, which was to recruit foreign youngsters. Now, I always wanted this in saves, and I've never managed to actually get to the point where I actually could do this. But from what I gather, is we might get Uruguayan players coming through our youth academy, and in this case, we might get Belgian players coming through our youth academy. Now, I don't know how, because I've only ever managed one club that actually had an agreement like this. It was with Midtjylland. We had an agreement with the Nigerian side, and I believe it meant that we could get Nigerian players in our youth academy that sort of came via these clubs, but they were done automatically. So if someone who has any experience with this kind of thing could let me know exactly what this means, that would be awesome, because I feel like it might be a brilliant thing to produce youth players from other nations too. That's the theory. Do let me know though. There have been some more loans than the ones I'm showing you, but one of the more high-profile ones is Pierre Duvalier-Hibert, who's gone out on loan to GKS this year. He did really, really well last year for Zag, so nice to see him developing. Pinter's gone out to Zag this season after doing a decent job for Wisła, so it's nice to see him going all right. The young Austrian right-back Berendt's gone out on loan to Sandice, now a top-flight side. I sent Milos Nikolic back to Lechia to play for them as well for another season, because we've got some options in that spot now. Zratsky's gone to Pogon for a season on loan, because why the hell not? I wanted to keep him, though, because he counts as a Polish homegrown player, and we need that. Valerie are sent out to Rayo Vallecano just because they are going to pay some of his wages, because I just felt like, yeah, he just wasn't going to get much game time for us this season, no chance. El Khatiba's also gone out to Lechia. I really wanted to stack them since they're one of our best hopes in Europe. Palacios has gone out on loan to Stade Rennais because nobody from Poland would bid on him. I even offered out a load of our sort of nearly on the fringes players to only domestic clubs, or I excluded foreign clubs, for free, and almost none of them actually put bids in. If they didn't want our players on loan for free, even though a lot of these guys would be like star players for their teams. So that to me is a mechanic that could probably do with a bit of a tweak. So now, signings in. The first one is Ahmed Muftar. You remember I told you guys about him. Apparently his name means key, which is pretty damn cool. The Libyan. Now, he's actually not bad. Now, I hadn't got him fully scouted when I showed you guys and when I signed him. I pretty much picked him up because he looked half decent and he was Libyan and I thought that was cool. He's actually better than I thought he was going to be. 6'3". Obviously he needs retraining up here, but he's not even that bad. 4 caps for Libya. He's only 18 years old. He's not amazing, but he could definitely do a job for some teams in the Polish leagues, in all honesty. So fair play to him. Next up is my man Ernesto Peralta. Unfortunately, you're going to see stats from some of the league games, unfortunately. It's just the best I can do. But what you'll notice about Peralta is he started quite well. 4 goals in 5 league matches, 1 in the cup as well, and an assist. He started fairly strongly. He has had a slight injury, which has kept him out of the last few. So, and also, yes, I know. Someone said give him the porno stash so he can be like porno stash Peralta. I tried. I looked through all the face packs I had, and this was the closest I could get to mustache. So he's got mutton chops and a mustache. So we'll call him Mutton Chops. I'm going to go with that for now. There is going to be a new South American style face pack from Chilled Moose, which I'm looking forward to, and that's why I'm holding off on some of the other ones, because I want some players that genuinely look South America. But this was the closest I could get for him. I felt like he deserved it. I've also given one to Lisik, and I'll show you guys him in a minute. But Peralta's come in. Next up is a very cheap signing of Eduardo Flores. He cost us £5,000 from Huachipato over in Chile. He's gone straight out on loan. In fact, he came in from Peñarol and he's gone out on loan to Huachipato just to get him some football, because for a signing I signed for £5,000. I couldn't really say no. And then the topic of cheap signings, this is Scott DeVos, an 18-year-old American who's coming from Holstein Kiel. £26,000. Now, again, not saying he's brilliant, because he definitely isn't. But for £26,000, I figured at the very least, this is the kind of player that with the right development could definitely do a job for another Polish side. Next up is another left back. This was one I actually signed, I think, during last season, in fact. It's Tobias Röser, who's come in from Hoffenheim for £2.5 million. He was essentially just another left back option at the time. And the consistency issue is a thing that hasn't appeared until he joined the club, which is a bit annoying. But he is still only 16 years old, the young German. One for now, however, is Brian Gorosito, an Argentinian, who's coming from Argentinos Juniors, very appropriately. And this guy, I am a huge fan of this lad. I've had my eye on him for a little while, for like at least the season. But we had a lot of players in that attacking midfield role, and I wasn't really sure we needed another one. But he was 92 rated by my scouts because of, I think, a release clause. We signed him for £3.3 million, and he was wanted by some pretty big sides, but they didn't put bids in. So I thought we'd swoop in, take a little look. You'll notice he's played 2 league games for us, and he's got 2 goals so far. He's basically just like Herman Carballo, just that tiny little bit better in theory, with that room to grow into himself. Finishing is the slight letdown there, but there's a lot of other things I like about him that can kind of make up for that a little bit. But I did bring in some loan signings, because I feel like this is a market we've not been using as much as we should have been. And the other thing I think I really do need to point out is that the moment we are in a real problem, in the sense that any player that I could bring in that would be good enough to go straight into our team and be a star for us is probably out of our price range or won't join us. Our only real option at the moment is to sign players and develop them. With Stockport, you were able to get to that point because of the money we had available, but our money's kind of hit a barrier now where we're getting the same amount every year, and we can't really get beyond that just yet without either selling players for huge money or making more progress in Europe. That's all we can really do at the moment. So I think we're going to have to rely on bringing through our own players, which is why I've been so keen to hang on to these guys, because there has been one more out, and that is Everton Escobar. He left to go to Porto. There was bids for basically everyone you can imagine. In fact, I've got a list here. Yamrog wanted to leave, even though, he was one of the weird ones. He was desperate to leave. I got in row after row with him. Kevin caused all kinds of problems. Diego Silva caused all kinds of problems, but all 3 of those guys are still here, which is the main thing. And a couple of other ones wanted to leave, but were pretty happy to stay after a couple of talks. Some of them were fine initially, but Everton Escobar was having none of it. And in the end, I just decided, you know what? If I can move him on and bring in Gorosito, Everton Escobar's gone for £5.25 million, rising to 6 point something or other. Plus, we have a 50% of next sale fee clause. So I think we've done all right out of the deal, and we've replaced him with a player who I think is reasonably decent. Here is Soumaila Kande. I mentioned him last season because I tried to sign him, the Portuguese youngster. He's a 6'7" right back from Manchester City. Now, he's a little bit inconsistent, but he's got decent crossing and dribbling stats. I'm a huge fan of this guy. So he's come in to sort of back up Yamrog on that side and play in front of him sometimes and just sort of rotate around. You can see he's got a couple of assists in the league so far. I like this guy a lot. I'm glad he was actually prepared to join us this time. We're paying 16 grand a week, which is a fair amount, but I feel like we needed to do this because the only way we're going to get hold of players like this at the moment is by signing them on loan. And on that topic, I also brought in Jake Hughes on loan from Chelsea for the season to give us a bit more strength in the defensive area. Now, he is injury prone a little bit, which is annoying because that didn't show up on the initial scout report, but he is 6'5" and will definitely give us some more quality in that centre-back zone, because I struggled to find any young centre-backs that I really liked at the moment, and that's going to be causing us some problems. But Jake Hughes on loan is definitely going to do a job this year. And finally, purely because he was available, Christopher Hoel Lervik, a Norwegian left-back, has also come in, because this is why I was able to move out Nikolic on loan, because I brought this guy in. We already had Dalmar, we've already got Albarracin, so another player in that position was fine by me. So he's come in, played a few games for us as well, and I like him too, just to give us a bit more ability. But again, I really did struggle to find anyone for that right wing. You can see my sort of problem at the moment, but I still think we've definitely improved. And now, league fixtures. Going to quickly run you through them and you'll see what I mean, because one player has very much stood out this season. So we had a pretty good start to the year. Ernesto Peralta, opening day of the season, scores within 15 minutes of his debut, and then Mateusz Żwigawa scores a hat-trick. Yes, there was a penalty in there, but he was brilliant. He has been unplayable this year, in the good way. Just astonishingly good. Now that he's got creative players around him and that right wing slot is sorted, he has been so much more lively this season. A hat-trick in this game, and it did not stop there. Next match, we come up with a 3-0 victory away at Katowice as Vigawa grabbed a goal, Victor Hugo got a goal, Kevin got a goal late on in this one. 6 key passes for Carballo. Then things got even better. A 5-0 victory, 2 goals for Zwigawa in this one, a goal for Freitas, 2 goals for Ernesto Peralta in this one as well. Zvigi got an assist as well. Then a 4-0, Peralta, Freitas, Victor Hugo and Zwigawa. Freitas has already got 3 goals this year as well. He's the best player in our entire squad now. That's how good that guy is, and he's wanted by everyone. But actually hasn't kicked up a fuss to leave, which is amazing. Then against Lechia in the derby, it's Zwigawa and Victor Hugo getting the goals. Unfortunately, Peralta did get injured in this game and missed every game after this. And you'll notice that the scorelines and stuff changes a little bit without him. Next match, we considered our first goal of the season. We weren't quite as good, but Zwigawa's penalty and Alberto Freitas' goal gave us the win. But without Peralta, we just didn't quite look as creative. We then did look a little bit better against Svansk. A goal from Carballo and a goal from Victor Hugo to give us the win in this one. They did get a red card, though. And last but not least, a 3-0 victory over Arca, a double in this one from Gorosito, 1 for Campagnaro. Zvigi got an assist on the night, and all is well. And just to quickly show you, this is the league right now. 24 points, 8 wins out of 8, and a plus 24 goal difference. We've conceded 1 goal in 8 matches, and that was a long-range screamer. Zvigi has got 9 goals in 8 league starts. He's already nearly into double figures. Peralta's up there as one of the best average ratings of the season. Freitas is doing brilliantly. Franceschi's got 7 clean sheets. Campagnaro's already got 4 assists, so he's actually doing all right too. We look stunning at the moment, and it's really, really impressive. 5 points clear only. At one point, Svansk actually won their first 5 games as well with us, and didn't concede a goal, and then we beat them, and yeah, things kind of changed from there. But starting off really, really strongly in the league, as you'd expect. But what it's really about is Europe, and what you want to see is who our group is. So you can see that today we're playing Manchester City. The other 2 clubs in our group are Inter and Athletic. It's not great, is it? We were a pot 3 team, and we got the highest ranked, I believe, pot 4 team in our group. We could have had Rangers, not that that would have been a good thing, quite frankly. We could have had Anderlecht. We could have had CSKA Moscow. There's so many teams we could have got, but we got bloody Athletic. It's going to be tough, to be honest, but we're going to give it our best shot. The fact that we got there at all is great. As for the other sides in Poland, Lechia did get through the first round, but they were then knocked out by Sporting 6-1 on aggregate. They go into the Europa League, along with Lech Poznan, and who was the other one? Oh, and Wisła. Wisła did really well. They actually smashed quite a lot of teams. Unfortunately, Corona were knocked out in the first round to Celta Vigo. So, to be fair, we've got 3 teams in the group stages of the Europa and 1 in the group stages of the Champions League. So it's not the end of the world, and they've got some pretty all right groups because they've got some coefficient points now. So things are looking pretty good for Polish teams this year. We kind of need them to do all right. So unfortunately, we can't play Kande today, so Yamrog's going to have to come in. Except he can't because he's suspended. Oh my god. Okay, so a few little slight issues. Oh yeah, I was going to show you Lisik. That's the new haircut we've got for the lad, 16 years old. He does have an under-21 cap, which is really nice. So let's tackle off against Jurgen Klopp's Manchester City. Now, one slight issue I've noticed. You might notice that my opposition report thing has disappeared. Our director of football left, and then I signed a new one, and I can only assume that whatever's caused that has now lost that thing. I cannot get it back. I don't know where it is in staff responsibilities. I've looked everywhere, and it's just disappeared. So we're kind of having to rely on the analyst report screen instead of the other one, and I don't know where it's gone. So if anyone knows where that's gone, do let me know. Now, we are the home team. So I'm going to do what we've done in every home game in Europe, which is actually still go for it. If it's the away game against City, then we try and be a bit more defensive. But I think this is our best chance this time around. I still want to get 3rd in the group, though, at least. Right then, let's have this. So a couple of bits of quick admin. Zvigi did get a Poland call-up. He didn't get a cap. He didn't actually get onto the pitch, but he did get included in the last Poland squad for the internationals, which was really, really nice. Another thing, which is a slightly niche take, is that Strasbourg actually did stay up. Thought some of you might want to be interested in that, given that they look like they were about to get relegated after getting to Europe the previous year. But no, they did actually win their final day game and stay up. Oh god, Sane, Mbappe, good block. Silva clears it away. This is going to be backs against the wall. We know that. It's not bad. Oh, it's not bad. Victor Hugo's in. Can he shoot? He's not going to be able to, is he? No. In fact, this could cause more problems than it's worth. Mbappe, look at the pace on this guy. He's just going straight through them. He's gone all the way through. Oh my days. And unfortunately right there, that is just what a player like Mbappe can do against a team that doesn't have a player like Mbappe. That is mental. He's got the ball inside his own half, and he's just running past these guys like they're not even there. That being said, Freitas probably should do a bit better other than clattering into his 2 teammates. There's some Chuckle brothers defending from those 3. Wow, what a run. I mean, you just got to hold your hands up sometimes. Not the best start to the game. I figured we'd probably struggle against City, one of the best teams in Europe after all. Campagnaro, can he dig one out maybe? He might. He does. Victor Hugo! What a save from Ederson. To be fair, we worked the ball well there, and Victor Hugo actually had a chance. Tyson, around the side for Mbappe again. Saved by Franceschi. He's going to have his work cut out today, lads. Here we go. Albarracine. It's probably going to be another breakaway, isn't it? Oh, flicked away. Okay, that's fine. Campagnaro needs to get this, though. Oh, God, he's not. Watch Mbappe tear through the defenders again. Goes past one. Then surging forward, and that's surely a goal. Oh, what a block. Wonderful save from Franceschi. Well, I think the other game staying at a 0-0 draw or as a draw in the end probably will be good for us. One downside as well about the whole situation with players not liking me at the moment is that Silva does not respond well to on-the-pitch shouts. As you can see, he's apprehensive or complacent virtually all the time. Rice. Mbappe. Won by Lervik. Oh, God. Freitas does okay. Godosito's won it. Ah, that's poor. Although, Dvigawa, that's not bad play. Victor Hugo's through again. Can he get the finish away? Great save again from Ederson. We've actually created some good chances today out of very little. The difference again today has been Mbappe's quality and Ederson's quality as a goalkeeper. Dvigawa heads it wide off. Here we go again. Albarracine. Dvigawa, can he turn it back inside for someone? He might. And Campagnaro could turn. Bends it wide again. We've actually been all right. Tyson. Mbappe, look at the space for Sterling. It's gone too wide, surely. Great block. Oh, no, it's... Oh, how unfortunate for the goalkeeper there. They've been better in the key areas, and they've got a bit of fortune there as well. The way this comes through, the touch is quite wide for Sterling. It's a wonderful stop from Franceschi, and it's... Oh, my God. How unlucky is that? Okay. I feel like we are still... Oh, hello, Kevin's through here. Can he get the shot away? Blocked at the last minute. We've actually created some good chances today. Also, very much worth noting, we're actually playing our home games in Europe actually at home today due to the size of the stadium increases, and Sterling in has put it wide. I feel like maybe if we'd had a right back and maybe if we had Peralta playing a little bit better, or if he was on the team maybe. And there we go. 2-0 Manchester City. I mean, you know, it's Manchester City. We created good chances against them, maybe should have done a bit better in places and could have had a goal or two on the night. And if it wasn't for the slight mistake and Mbappe's just pure brilliance, maybe we'd have got something from the game. But it doesn't matter because this is not one we expected to win anyway. Our battles are against Inter and Athletic. That's where we really have to make sure we do well. We can't afford any Schalkes. Ruben Franceschi has just fallen awkwardly in a training session and has a hip injury. And he's going to be out for a minimum of 2 to 3 months. I can literally just feel the season disappearing beneath my eyes, like Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Oh, God. Well, we're obviously going to go specialist, obviously, but that is dreadful. Okay, so Europa League. So far, what are we doing? Wisła managed to get themselves a point, which is a nice start for them. What about the other teams? How do we do? Lech Poznan also got themselves a point, which is nice. And Lechia lost to Manchester United, but they do also have Karabag and Maribor in their group. So I still think they're capable of getting out of that group and winning some matches, which is very, very nice indeed. So far, 2 points on the ball for the Polish teams there. Not too bad, but that injury is just devastating to me. So next episode, of course, is going to be the games against Athletic and Inter. Must do well. Away and then at home against Inter. These are not easy games by any stretch, to be honest. But we're going to do our best to see how we come up with. I just really think that Franceschi's loss could genuinely be a season ruiner for us because he's so important to the way we play. He's the best goalkeeper I've had in FM in ages. Since Bigger Bolongo, in all honesty. But there you go. So, if you've enjoyed this episode and you're looking forward to the new season, do drop a like on the video. That'd be spectacular. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe. That'd be awesome as well. I'll join you guys in the next episode for 2 of the most important games of the season. I'm so concerned about what we're going to do without Franceschi. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.